we're catching. Should we? Well, we
Should
can
we
hear each
chime
other.
in via the chat? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, to recap.
Oh, somebody said there it goes. Are we back?
Oh, okay. Are we here?
Can you hear us?
Yay.
Okay.
Say it. Yes. Tina just said yay. We can hear you.
Wow.
Okay. I was ready to full 5-paragraph essay our recap.
Audience, I can't tell you how much you missed.
Oh man.
We got deep. We got vulnerable. I can't go back to that place.
I'm pregnant. Yeah.
I'm a ghost.
Mace died.
I told you
Mace
all
died.
about died and I became a ghost and it was just a really big story.
Yeah, I'm straight now. I'm full. I'm stealing your bit, Mace. I'm sorry.
Steal it. We were talking about WandaVision.
We were.
Anyone at home didn't
shout out
that? Well,
Sound
I was
off in the
saying
chat.
that I would have appreciated a Sex and the City episode, and Javi was saying that he would have appreciated a Real Housewives episode. Done it. They could have done it. I think they had the ass to pull it off.
I think Sex and the City is very funny. I think like pull in Vision coming in as Mr. Big, like
yeah. Well, it's like I can't read him. What's he thinking?
I did see a very funny tweet today that said, I don't know, y'all, if we would have voted Cynthia Nixon, we wouldn't have Cuomo and we wouldn't have a Sex and the City reboot. And I was like,
yeah. So we've been off the air with Queertown for the last month. It's obviously a hellacious month for everyone here in Texas. One of the things that I have been doing is rewatching Sex and the City, which Javi, I think you did last year.
Twice.
Yes,
I think I did. Yeah, I did it last year and the year before.
It's like a yearly thing for you, Javi.
It's so rewatchable. I mean, it's so problematic. I know I have to say that legally, but like, it is so rewatchable.
It's one of those things where you can just kind of like tune on, brain off.
Absolutely. Yeah. And there's and also I think my last rewatch was early part of quarantine, and truly just like watching them go to bars and just go to like parties and stuff. I was like, yeah, this is great. I love this.
Yeah, there's so much about that episode. I'm sorry, about that show that is like a fantasy already, but especially now where it's like, oh yeah, like I'd love to eat brunch inside. Like that in and of itself is a very aspirational scene to witness.
Well, y'all are making me want to. We got Protector in the chat sounding off that he's watching it now.
Nice.
6 seasons. Thank you. 6 seasons in a movie. Okay.
There
More than one movie,
Two
right?
movies.
Yeah, two movies.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's coming back, but it's not going to be called Sex and the City. It's going to be called In Just Like That.
I was about to say it's called There You Have It. Wait, what's it called?
In Just Like That. And I think it's called In Just Like That because they're killing off Samantha Jones. She is not. She is like.
I heard about this. Okay.
Sarah Jessica Parker went on record as saying this new series takes place in a post-COVID world. And so I think they're giving Samantha Jones
how not to write a log line. I won't watch this, by the way, at all.
Oh, I'm gonna throw a party for it. Okay. I will absolutely watch it. I will not enjoy it.
I hope I'm vaccinated. I'll come to your party.
Oh yeah, like happy coronaversary, you guys. It's actually like this Friday.
We should cheers to that.
We should.
Because we have been going, maybe one of the few ColdTowne shows, to go a full year.
Yeah.
Every other week. And we are happy to be here every week. So cheers.
Cheers.
Ching, ching, ching.
Javi.
And
I don't know, take a long drink.
Uncle Joe said we're gonna have a summer, so
I sure hope so. I won't even take hot girl summer. I'll take like sloppy, sweaty girl summer.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be aesthetically pleasing at all.
No. I want to go to cheer ups and stand in the back like the usual, but be closer to people this time.
Truly, my insane brain was like, wait, everyone's gonna be I gotta start going to the gym more often. That's like immediately where my brain went. I'm not proud of that. I was like, I gotta buy clothes. I haven't bought clothes in a year.
Yeah, I haven't bought like a new outfit, to like wear somewhere.
Right. This is Buffalo Exchange brag, but I think some of the new things they slided. Some of the new tie-dye stuff, which is the thing we're talking about. But also I love it. It's so soft and comfortable.
Oh yeah,
Cute.
everything that I've purchased in the last year has been cozy.
Oh yeah.
I literally, Tina's saying RIP that bucket hat.
Thank you, Tina.
I tried it, okay? And it's important to try things in life and to discover the limits of your
But
fashion.
you tried it, Mace. You tried it in a photo shoot, also, right? Did you tell me this?
Oh,
you
I tried it
bringing
many
it, and the
times.
photographer was like, "Well, what other options do we have to see? What options did you bring?"
It's literally I was cast in a commercial last summer, and I was like, ooh yeah, let me like offer this as an option. And this like very judgmental stylist who was based in New York was like, and no. But he literally said that about everything in my wardrobe, and I was like, excuse me, these are like my real clothes. These aren't like things that were like found within like the studio that we're shooting with. It's like, this is my style.
Was he nice or was it snarky?
It was very snarky. It was very that like bitchy gay energy.
Oh yeah.
Like you see in Sex and the City in New York.
I was gonna say every gay character in Sex and the City.
Yes. So do we want to talk about the Oprah interview? We have some.
Oh, absolutely.
Guys, I had a wonderful Sunday.
Yeah. It just made you realize how much, I mean, it was nostalgia on one hand, right? It was like, God, did we raise on such like an epic interview, an epic TV personality, an epic human being, like living. It's hard to touch somebody who's living God. I mean, we were like Michelle Obama, but hearing Oprah again, it's like, fuck, we are so lucky to have her. So lucky to be alive at her time. We're so lucky.
Yeah, she's so good. I mean, the whole thing was just memed out the ass. It's amazing that all of the things that people have pulled from that. It's Oprah's reactions, or
the hands and the whats, several whats.
My favorite is the what? Oh, it's so good.
Was she always that, or she was right?
Oh
or,
yeah.
Or was she a little loose?
Sure.
She was always she was always what?
Yeah. Well, and I think too, it's like, come on, Oprah, you knew that, and it's like she's so very clearly standing in for the audience to be like, what? You mean the place where racism was invented is racist?
What? Imperial institutions, right? The imperial institution, yeah. No, it was wonderful.
But you know what? Our fan here, Tina, was in my house earlier because we do supervision together, and we were talking about this, and I said, listen, I obviously walked away from that with nothing but empathy for Meghan Markle and what she's been through, and it sounds horrible, but Mama, I do believe you Googled Harry before you started dating him. There's just no way.
No, there's no way. Nope, nothing. And she like doubled down. Nope, not a thing. Not a thing.
Did not know who this ginger was when he walked into the bar? No idea.
It's hard to
get out of here.
Okay, sure. If you want to play that game.
Yeah.
I think it'll be one thing if it's like, oh yeah, like we talked on a dating app and we're kind of scared about that. But it's like, no, literally married to someone who's like royalty and had like a very, very famous mother that was like incredibly influential, especially for like our generation. She knew who he was.
I mean, it was good to see Oprah's take on like systemic racism in right now about something so fucking important. And I did turn to Bonica Habit too. I was like, this is a big fucking deal. Like, it's nice to see. It really is nice to see Meghan be. I mean, Meghan obviously experiencing serious trauma. It's not nice to see, but like that we went there. It was so truthful for her. Like
to speak out about it.
Big fucking, it was.
I think to call out this family who is largely symbolic at this point, but still has such clout, still has such control internally within like their own family over what can happen. It's really, really fascinating. Well,
I will say my other favorite part about that was when Oprah was like, do y'all watch The Crown? And they had to be like, yeah, kind of.
They had to.
Can you imagine what it's like for Harry to watch The Crown?
Also, do you believe it?
For Megan, he's probably correcting it the whole time.
I'm sure.
He's probably been like, that's not really what happened.
Yeah.
It was hard to hear like so many of the anecdotes from Megan's perspective were like, well, Harry told me. It was so like, Harry was in this meeting and then told me this. Harry went off and then told me this. I was like, fuck, you were not involved in any face-to-face contact with the royals at all.
Yeah.
It was heartbreaking. All this has been said, but still, just heartbreaking. But also, so grateful to have Oprah in our.
So great. Honestly, also like the bombshell interview. When's the last time we had one of those? Like, just like one of those, like the whole world was tuned in.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
like, we gotta see this.
Jenner's like
Mm.
announcement. I feel like everyone was watching and kind of talking about, and that was like even like pre-Caitlyn. It was talking about like heading in that direction.
Yeah. No. I read someone had said like, we need to have an Oprah interview every Sunday night. I'm like, absolutely. It doesn't need to be this like breaking news, like groundbreaking, but give me a good hour and a half.
But if we're going to do another breaking ground one, it needs to be Britney.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
It's the only answer.
Or Scientology.
Ooh.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like,
sure.
I would love Oprah to sit down with anyone connected with Scientology, because
60 minutes with Oprah.
A mess that I just want to be ripped open.
Yeah.
I have a lot of that.
Sundays will not be the same. Okay.
They won't be. No. But should we get to our big activity of the evening?
Absolutely. We
Very excited for this.
Wonderful. So before we before we jump in, I'd like to contextualize it. Kyle's saying let Oprah grill Army Hammer. Yes.
Yes, Kyle.
Great. Yes, Kyle. Yes.
Honestly, no. I want Wendy Williams to grill Army Hammer. That makes more sense to me.
Very fair.
The hearts. You eating them? Yeah.
So earlier this week, I decided to rewatch Point Break. And while I was watching Point Break, for people who haven't seen it, it's a classic action movie from the early 90s starring Keanu Reeves and Patrick Swayze. And I had watched this, it's maybe been a decade since I had seen it. And so while I was watching it, I was picking up on a lot of homoerotic tension between the two leads. And I felt like I was going into this like unprecedented take on this movie. And I was so ready to just like talk about it. And I just did a little bit of Googling, and evidently anyone who's ever seen that movie has that take. And it is one of the most notoriously homoerotic movies out there. And so because of that, I decided that tonight on Queertown, we should talk about queer cinema. In what defines queer cinema? Because it is
these graphics.
Such a specific term. And there's a lot of movies out there that feature queer characters, but that are not queer, movies that are in fact gay and trans and inclusive and actually like telling those stories. And then we have movies like Point Break that kind of like point to things and have a lot of like underlying subtext to them. And so before we get any further, I just want to clarify that what you're about to watch is three friends talking about film. We are not subject matter experts. We are not queer theory master's students. We are people who have watched movies and are confident enough to talk about it.
I'm straight now, so I don't have a dog in this.
That's right. You're straight, Laura's pregnant, and I'm a ghost. So I think what we should first do is define what these words mean to us and why they're different and how there can be overlap.
Love this, yes.
So maybe we start with homoerotic. So we have Point Break here. And I personally think that Point Break is like a great example of something that's homoerotic, but not gay or queer. Right? Like you have your two leads who are, for all intents and purposes, straight, but like really aren't into the love interest that they're ostensibly fighting over. But like, there's nothing about those characters that is like, they're part of the queer community. They're gay, they're bi. It's like, they just have this like connection with each other. Is there anything y'all would like to add to homoerotic?
Get real close with their face parts, but you know.
Oh no, I was like, I'm such a base creature. I was like, I don't know. It's just like when like shirtless dudes hang out in scenes.
Basically, yes. Basically, yes.
And they say hey, and the other says hey, and then their pecs flex.
A lot of movies where straight men are just hanging around shirtless, and I was like, is this a thing? Does this happen? They do this? This is crazy.
So then we have gay, and gay is going to be, you have gay characters in the movie, but the way in which they're telling the story is not necessarily for the queer community. It's not necessarily a nuanced way of going about it. And the example that I thought of when thinking of this category was Happiest Season, which might be a controversial take, but
love it. No, I agree.
To get controversial. Yeah. So yeah,
Well, but like Aubrey Plaza's, like, I mean, whatever she did with K-Stu, I mean, we would say that's homoerotic. It felt queer for me, and that this feels like a modern queer couple, but they never were, nor were they like going to be. They just had electric chemistry on the screen. So I think that is very gay. You're right.
We could do two different parts of it. Happiest Season.
Aubrey
Plaza. Thank you.
I wanted to get that out so fast that I just mumbled through it.
I would just like to announce here and now that y'all are watching me in Photoshop.
Let me tell you, I'm fucking impressed. What is happening? What is this sorcery?
You're about to see a lot of typos. You're about to see me not really knowing how to work this.
This is great.
You know what? Okay, that's what we have. This is comedy, y'all. This is live comedy.
If this was me, it would be a Word document. 3 bullet points.
Okay. The thing is, I don't know what happened in Happiest Season. It has entirely.
You know what's so funny? I was like, what is Mace thinking here? Because you're trying to make logical sense of it. Okay.
I don't know where it went. So you know what? We're just gonna get AP and Happiest.
It's fine.
Okay.
We'll just know Aubrey's scenes. We'll know.
Yeah, we'll know what that
means.
We'll know what that is. Yeah.
Great.
That's great.
Okay, cool.
And thank you.
Live right here.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm very glad we're defining our terms, because I was defining these terms a little differently in my head.
Oh, what was your take?
For some reason, my take was like, when I hear gay, I don't know, for some reason that for me like conjures up basically like every queer film in like the 90s. It's just like very focused on the G and the LGBT.
Yes.
And I think of queer as a little bit more a little bit more future thinking. It's a little bit clearly, obviously, like right now, more progressive. Yeah. That is how I interpreted those terms. I don't think that really informed what movies I brought, but it's just interesting.
Yeah.
I don't think that's necessarily an incorrect take. I think
that's I see it being very similar to what we're doing.
Well, actually, yeah. And if we tie it to what you're talking about, is that, I think a lot of those movies that like, well, I won't bring them up yet, but like a lot of those movies were like, as you were saying, like written by like a straight perspective for a straight audience. And so it's just very reductive in that it's just focused on the gay.
Which was all of Happiest.
I talked myself into it. That's a long way around the mountain. I'm so sorry.
No, I love this.
It's good to define it. It's good to define going in what we're going to be arguing about.
It is.
And then last but not least, we have queer. And queer, as I think we all kind of know where this is going, it is a really inclusive, immersive story that brings you into a certain kind of reality that we as queer individuals know to be true. And so it'll be interesting to see what hits all three of these. Gay,
Should
what's queer, and what is homoerotic. Yeah.
I was gonna say, should Javi go next since we've kind of like, I feel like Pump Break was yours and Happiest Season is like honorarily mine, which I'm fine with. I feel like Javi should go. Javi, I want to hear your movie.
Yeah,
okay,
what's your movie?
okay. Also, should the chat also propose movies?
Oh, hell
Yes.
Hell
Yeah, we can't
Top
promise
Gun-
we're gonna go
Top
through them
Gun
all.
did
But
come to mind. Yeah, Top Gun for sure hits. I think how about you were saying they're shirtless.
yeah, exactly. That whole scene.
Mhm.
No, okay. So one of the movies I was gonna bring was Interview with a Vampire.
Another Tom Cruise classic. I'm just gonna leave Top Gun over here. We can figure out the exact placement in a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, love that.
Okay, Interview with a Vampire. Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've seen it. It certainly has homoerotic tones between Lestat and that's the only character number I can remember.
Patricio.
There we go.
I made it up. I made
Patricio. Definitely homoerotic tones there.
And Austin made it to a vampire.
But I don't know. I feel like anytime there's a vampire present, we're a little queer. It's a little queer.
Oh, so you're
all
thinking
of True Blood.
Gay but queer.
I think so.
Oh.
So in the source novel, I think that they were more specifically lovers.
Gay.
But in the film adaptation, it was watered down somewhat.
Oh.
I like the placement of this. For sure homoerotic, for sure queer. Yeah. And we're saying movies. I think that placement is spot on.
Yeah.
I think if it's Kirsten Dunst's first movie, it's queer.
It's queer. I have Bring It On my list.
I was almost about to call her Queersten Dunst.
Write it. Put her at the center.
Yeah, put her at the center.
Put Queersten Dunst, like, because I'm going to talk about Bring It On.
That is on my list. Did I spell her last name correctly?
Yeah.
Okay, at the center of our Queertown Defines Queer Cinema, we have Kirsten Dunst. Nothing gets gayer. That's it.
We have famously heterosexual actress.
But so cool.
So cool.
Hey,
and
she'd be thrilled if she heard that.
She would.
Like, exudes big ally energy.
She does. We love Queerston.
We love Kirsten. Okay, but we have Bring It On.
We should both talk about Bring It On, Mace. Let's do a double lead on this.
Yeah, so Laura, you go first.
Okay. So I think inherently having Kirsten Dunst and Elijah Dushku together, they had crazy chemistry for the Toros. And cheerleading is a lot of touching, right? There's going to be that, but there's like the inter squad competition, and then you have Gabrielle Union and the Clovers on the other side. You have tension. I'm going to say it's inherently sexual because that's how I chose to read it. So you have inter squad strong females. There's biceps. Why? Because you got to pick up other ladies. So the women are strong as fuck. I think it's a queer movie that came to mind for me because I think when I was watching it as a youth, I probably salivated more than like a straight Laura would have, and that's why I wanted to bring it up.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a radical movie for a number of reasons. I think that the way that Kirsten Dunst's love interest is really just like a part of the ensemble.
Yes.
I really think that puts it maybe near Interview with a Vampire. But you also have those two queer male cheerleaders that are talking about, I think one's gay, one's bi. And that was kind of big in the era in which it came out.
I forgot about that. Yes.
Yeah. So I feel like it might be more in the queer camp. Like, does this feel right, or do we want it more in here?
That feels right to me.
But do we want to say it's less queer? Is it? I feel like it might hit on more gay, and maybe this is just like chronologically, like because it's in 2000.
Yeah, that might be right.
Because Interview with the Vampire was not gay. Like there were no. Well, I love being particular about this, by the way.
No, that's like the whole
I
point
love
of this
speaking
exercise.
for the heart about this.
Yeah,
it's been a long time since I've seen Interview with a Vampire, but I do remember reading Antonio Banderas's character as like overtly queer.
Mm-hmm. I like this placement better. I don't know if I would Bring It On as queer as it was before. As queer as it was.
Yeah, I think it's more radical from like a race perspective than from a sexuality perspective.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay,
but I do think the fact that like it is mostly about women figuring out how to kind of communicate with each other and how to give respect to one another, and I don't know, that to me.
You're saying community.
Yeah, community. I think
that
I think this is
right. Over 2 notches to queer for community.
Just a little bit, yeah.
There she is. There it is.
Okay, she'll be safely in this little area. Yeah,
cute.
I like that
too.
Great.
Okay, can I pull one from the chat because it's incredible?
Please.
Yes.
Black Swan.
Oh my God! Yes, Black Swan.
And really, I don't know if going into it, like I knew it was going to be so lesbo gay for me, and that was great. Like I remember. Do we see it in the theaters? I remember seeing this one in the theaters.
Oh, I saw it in theaters. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's
opening
like
weekend.
Yeah,
definitely. Like, I would put it here if it were me.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. No, that's perfect.
Because I think there is a lot of homoerotic tension that builds up to this like make out scene that maybe didn't happen. And that to me feels like a really kind of pivotal take on it, because it has more to do with Natalie Portman's character being in her head than it does about like genuinely feeling like romantically connected to this other woman.
And that delusion feels queer to us.
Well, the fact that it's like a rivalry. That
I'm being serious. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that delusion,
living in your head, and
the rivalry in and of itself is abundantly queer in a way.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I think that's spot on pull.
Cruel Intentions in the chat. Good. This was on my list. I'm happy to bring this up. And you know what, y'all? It's going in the gay category.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Homoerotic for sure.
But it's also got to be homoerotic.
Yes.
It's
definitely the makeout scene. Can I spell intentions? The makeout scene between Sarah Michelle Gellar and Selma Blair is inherently homoerotic, but
not queer.
Yeah, but not queer. And the scenes between Joshua Jackson and the like closeted athlete that he's hooking up with.
Kip Purdue, who is in But I'm a Cheerleader, which is another movie I'm going to talk about. I think it's Kip Purdue, isn't it?
It's like definitely like a Kip Purdue type.
Okay.
Not him. It's like it was probably someone who was like always up for the same role as him.
Yeah.
I want to say it was the guy from Ugly Betty, Eric something. Don't quote me on that.
Okay.
But yeah, it feels inherently gay. It does not feel necessarily queer. If we were to go about this from the really fucked up sibling sexuality element, where Michelle wants to fuck her brother, that's queer, but
that's queer in a porn way.
It's queer in a really messed up way. The way that we want to be flagging the ground. We are happy to advocate for this.
Yeah, we don't want P-flag parents being like, well, my kids.
This movie, I saw this movie at like a time where I was very clearly like figuring things out and like desperate for this content. And like the image of Pacey from Dawson's Creek saying that athlete has a mouth like a Hoover is burned into my brain. I remember that so
I get
clearly.
flushed thinking about that's Joshua Jackson.
God. Yeah, maybe that's what I watch after this.
Same. I mean, I have a one, but is it mine?
Laura, go for it. Chime in.
I touched on But I'm a Cheerleader with Kip Purdue. I'm going to talk about But I'm a Cheerleader because I think this crosses. Sophie agrees, my cat. I think this crosses. It's a gay sex camp parade. We have freaking RuPaul as the camp counselor. We have Clea Duvall, queer icon. Natasha Lyonne, queer icon.
Yeah.
Eddie Cibrian, known for marrying what's her name, the singer of
Leanne Rimes.
Leanne Rimes, yeah. Being like the hot ass muscle gay. Kit Purdue, who I've said several times now, and Rufio. We should just have Kit Purdue as his own, since I keep fucking mentioning his goddamn name.
He's in
I think I like saying it.
I feel like Laura, it kind of goes here.
Honestly, yes. I think it's a strong contender for our queerest movie. But I'm excited to hear more because it is very it does, I would say, lean female queer because of the romantic protagonist, but it's gonna hit heavy, not to be so binary about it, on the male gay because of you have just as many couples trying to get it on at the gay camp.
Well, and it's the range of masculinities too that are depicted in that.
Yes, perfect. Yes.
Have guys who are like very heteronormative, but they're gay. And then you have the kind of like flamboyant, like ooh, I can't see, but it's the
raise your hand. Yeah. We should watch the trailer. Oh, whoever wins, we should watch the trailer of whatever movie is.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, that's a great call. Okay, I have one, and I'm not even gonna vocalize it. I'm just gonna type it, and this is gonna be controversial, y'all.
Lauren.
Ooh.
Cats. 2019.
Yeah. Okay.
How dare you?
Homoerotic, yes.
Yeah.
I don't think it's anything else, though. I think
no.
Homoerotic, yeah. But what is it more or less homoerotic than Point Break is the question.
Oh, less.
Less.
They're cats.
Less, so it's like
I don't want to fuck any of the characters in Cats.
No.
I think it's like
because
I like
there's Ian McKellen in it. Yeah. This feels right to me.
Yeah, gay feels right also, just conventionally, because it's Broadway.
It's Broadway, baby. Yeah. And Jason Derulo notoriously claimed that his dick was so big that to digitally remove it.
Okay.
It's an amazing thing to go out there and talk about. And
I know
good
it
on
is a
him.
little head rub. Yeah, good on him.
The Top Gun. It's been hanging out here.
Oh yeah.
Where do we want to bring it?
That's homoerotic.
It's purely homoerotic. I don't think there's anything. I don't think there's a gay character, although the female lead is now an out lesbian. Why am I not remembering?
She is, yeah. I think it's like over here. I think it's like very firmly in the homoerotic, but camp.
But not homo gay.
Yeah.
Okay. This is so fun.
This is like, it's honestly explaining so much to me about the way that like we as audience members consume cinema, because it's like you can have all of these and you can put all of them for different reasons, but it's kind of fun to be able to like specifically name why things are the way they are.
I love this.
So also in the chat, we have the talented Mr. Ripley.
I've never seen it, which is crazy.
Really? I saw it years and years ago. Does it hold up?
I watched it recently, and
you did. Okay.
This I might get shit for this, but I'm gonna put it here. I don't feel like there's actually that much tension between Matt Damon and Jude Law. I think they're very good looking. I think it's a gorgeously shot and well-written movie, but I don't think there's that much homoeroticness to it.
Which, like, conversely with Interview with a Vampire, like Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise not being necessarily homo gay in real life, we don't know, but like there was still tension between them. Nothing between Matt Damon and Jude Law. I love this.
I think they're very good actors, and I think Matt Damon played the role in such a way where you just don't really know what his objective is the whole time. And I think because of that, because he is so unknowable, it's queer.
Love the placement.
I like it.
Yeah, me too.
Great.
I feel like we should hit some of like the mainstreamy gay movies just to apply this formula. So like a Brokeback Mountain.
Yep. That was on my list.
Yeah.
I think that's. In what ways would we say it's queer?
I don't know if it is queer.
I know, because I want it to be, but I'm like,
I feel like it has a dash of queerness.
Well, would we say again, maybe Anne Hathaway in the
mostly
same
Anne Hathaway?
That's what it's mostly Anne, who we love and who was one. Well, at least I love her.
Oh, and honestly, Michelle Williams too.
Michelle Williams, who has a cameo in "But I'm a Cheerleader" also.
Ooh. Michelle Williams. That's right. As
she's one of the I'm gonna call her out.
Yeah,
one of the mean girls. Yep.
Isn't someone else? Is Anna Faris in Brokeback Mountain, or did I make that up? No, she's.
I don't know what fever dream you had.
She's in Lost in Translation. That's what I'm thinking.
Yes, so funny in that.
So funny.
Can I tell you the story of going to see Brokeback Mountain?
Oh, please, long version.
I went opening night here in Austin. I was very, very young. I think I was in college, and it was the only theater showing it was the Arbor up by the Arboretum, which is a great theater. A line snaking around the lobby. At that point in my young queer life, had not seen that many gay men in my life.
I love this.
And many people dressed as a cowboy. So excited to see this movie. Went into that intense, sad movie. Came out. Different vibe. Totally different vibe in the lobby. People were like, we're gonna see some cowboys fuck. And I was like, yeah, you are, but like it's like spit. It's not, it's a lot.
Yeah, the spit.
What I will state about Brokeback Mountain is I think the reason why in 2004, I think that's when it was released, it was so digestible by mainstream audiences is because romance did not fundamentally work out, which is why I think it should move up here.
Yeah.
And like, there's a little bit of homoeroticness to it, but really it's like leaning more into this like straight narrative of like how difficult it is for two gay men to like communicate their shit and not be lonely and miserable.
Yeah.
In Wyoming.
Yeah, in Wyoming. Yeah. In the 1960s. Yeah.
And R.I.P. Heath Ledger.
Are they sexy? Yes. And I'm 28, and I recently found out that I am now older than both of those actors were when they shot that movie. And let me tell you, that was not a welcome realization. That was really...
Is this the first one? The first one?
What?
Welcome to our world.
I know. Is this the first one where you're like, oh no, there, how again?
Yeah, that might be the first time I realized I'm an aging gay.
28's not.
28's not that old. But I was at the doctor today, and I was getting a hepatitis B vaccine.
Good for you.
What? Thank you. And this like male nurse walks in, and he's like, "Hey, are you like skipping out on class today?" And then without taking a beat, he looks at the clipboard in front of him, and he goes, "Whoa, you're a lot older than I thought you were. Sorry about that."
That's
like,
thank you.
Riding high on the way out.
Excuse me. Woo! How fucking old did you think I am? Because I'm going to tell everybody I'm that age now.
And I'm going to wait for an answer.
Yeah.
I would. I love that, Mace.
Thank you.
I have one I want to throw out there briefly.
Okay.
And it's called A League of Their Own.
Yeah.
Because I want to talk about Madonna and Rosie O'Donnell and their chemistry.
So good.
So you know who's in A League of Their Own that's also in Point Break? Lori something. I can't remember her last name.
Petty.
In Point Break, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what's her last name?
Petty. Petty.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Gina Davis, tall queer icon.
Yeah.
Had an excellent arc in Grey's Anatomy, which I just finished. Also 16 and a half, 17 seasons.
Oh, wow.
Lord, I just recently bought a League of Their Own hat, but I feel weird wearing it because it's red and it kind of looks like I'm wearing a MAGA hat when it's backwards.
I like that hat. I like that hat hobby that you have.
Yeah.
Can I get one?
Okay, Kyle is saying in the chat, I find the lack of Christy McNichol representation on this diagram disturbing. Kyle, I'm so sorry. I don't know who Christy McNichol is.
Do we know who Christy McNichol is? Should I know?
Top Gun?
Is that Christy McNichol?
Is that Christy McNichol?
Hold on.
Yeah. Quick Google search.
What? I don't know.
Are we getting anything?
McNichol is from? No, I don't know what she's from. A 70s teen star. I'm sorry, I still don't know. I'm drawing a blank. Are y'all?
I'm drawing a blank.
Mm-hmm.
It says, known for Little Darlings.
They're just doing this so that all of us could feel young.
Oh, I see.
Oh, okay.
70s. Well, I wasn't born.
Okay.
I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know if you're talking about Little Darlings.
Educate yourself.
Oh, yeah, you said earlier from Lauren, Christy McNichol and Little Darlings. Okay. Yeah, I'm so sorry. None of us know that one. But it seems like you do, Kyle. So just imagine where it goes.
Imagine where it goes. I think. Well, I mean, the other thing about like A League of Their Own is like, like for me, getting to see as a little queer girl, getting to see like women's sports and like with A-list actors playing these roles, like that was in retrospect big for me, like a big gay seed.
Well, and Rosie's in it too, right?
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Like Rosie O'Donnell and Madonna have homoerotic chemistry, which is.
Are we thinking here?
Hot.
Madonna's so fun in that movie.
Madonna's so fun. I just rewatched it. It's kind of long. I fall asleep each time. Yeah, I like that placement.
So years ago, I went to the Bentonville Film Festival that Gina Davis is like in charge of.
In Arkansas?
It's very random.
I've spent a lot of time in Bentonville, Arkansas.
Why?
Because Walmart headquarters. I used to work for Walmart.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I was like,
as a counselor, it was a thing.
Of course.
Fine.
Yeah, and she had some like cast reunion, and they played like a pickup baseball game for A League of Their Own. And there's like a screening, and yeah, I can't remember who all was there, but it was like the big thing out of the festival.
Definitely not Madonna.
No,
Madonna was not present. Madonna was
probably Rosie and Lori and
Gina.
Yeah.
Tom probably didn't make it.
Probably didn't. Yeah, but we probably sent a really nice letter.
Oh yeah, which they read out loud.
He sent a typewriter.
Yeah. Okay, y'all. I'm gonna do it. I'm going for it.
Okay, go.
We've been waiting for this one, Carol.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I personally think that Carol is like really here, but could possibly be more here.
Oh, see, that's interesting. I want us to find something that's only queer.
Only queer. Okay.
That's kind of a goal I have. I think I just figured it out too.
What?
Go ahead.
Say it.
We talked about it a couple of weeks ago. Captain Marvel.
Oh, yes.
That might only live in queer.
Right.
You're right. Well, I mean, there's some homoeroticism, but I think it leans queer because it feels like the basis of a friendship, of something that would turn into an incredible relationship.
Yeah. Yes.
I love that.
Well, and I feel like it's just like a Marvel thing that have such a like scrubbed sexuality for all of their characters. Like WandaVision being a great example. Like you're never gonna see people fuck in a Marvel thing.
Yeah.
It's always this like, oh, like life is like so difficult right now. It's just nice to have you near me vibe, instead of like, I'm like horny and I have like fingers that do amazing things and I'm gonna like go to town on you, my really good friend whose daughter I'm helping raise.
Did y'all see The Favorite with Rachel Weisz and Emma Stone?
Yeah.
Twice.
Because that's twice. I know, it is really good. It's really good. It feels so gay. It feels gay in like this camp way too.
Yes.
Which I said it out loud because I was thinking like queer in that. Queer in a category.
Put it in queer.
I feel like it is.
Yeah.
It feels like queer in the way that like a Cola Scola performance is.
Yes. Exactly.
And that
but women
this,
playing
like,
it, but it's the same thing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
Totally.
kind of like this ugly truth that's coming through in this like very enjoyable way.
And it's based on a historical fiction movie based on very loose facts, which I love.
Yeah, very loose facts. Yeah.
Which I love. That's a yeah.
So I have one that I think might be just gay, which is Best in Show.
Oh.
I don't think it's homoerotic. I don't think it's queer.
No.
I think it is
purely gay.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Such a good movie.
Okay, Laura.
Yes.
Are you ready for Portrait of a Lady on Fire?
Oh, thank you for giving me this one. I didn't even want to bring it up because I was like, it's such a classic. Okay, so we have to put it in. Sorry, I get emotional thinking about it. It is such a modern classic for me, and maybe changed my life a little bit. I have to say it's queer because there's no men in it, and so it like that in that show. I mean, they're just so intentionally like it's the back of their heads and they're carrying shit or they're paddling a boat. There's so much intention in the entire movie. Is it gay? Yes, because they're both like very much out to each other, so that feels gay. Yeah, I like that placement. Homoerotic, yeah, it's very, and there aren't like explicit sex scenes in the movie. So homoeroticism is like what you get at best. Ooh, wow.
So
it might be a bullseye.
It might be a bullseye, huh?
I think it is a bullseye.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that, Kirsten.
Oh man, sorry, Kirsten. We gotta push you down a little.
Yeah, where can I find Kirsten?
Oh man.
Oh yikes! I'm going through layer Photoshop.
Oh no.
Oh fuck!
No, I love it. She was at the top. She was towards the top. She was because it was an exception.
Oh, you're right.
The very first movie we watched.
There we are.
There's
Okay.
Queerston.
Queerston's going down. Is that it?
Queerston should be just squarely in the center. I mean, she's soaring above all three circles.
I will say that I had a very good friend run into Queerston Dunst at some bar. I think it was the skee ball bar that you and Bonica hang out.
Oh yeah, Full Circle Bar. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and she was just like there dancing with Jesse Plemons, and was, like, super chill about it, and like no one recognized who she was except my friend, who was like really kind of starstruck. And I think that that's really amazing.
I would have been. I need to tell all the Full Circle Bar people that. Why didn't you tell me that Queerston Dunst was there? Because I would have run and whatever.
Yeah, I would have dropped whatever I was doing.
I would drop whatever I was doing.
The funny thing is, I was supposed to go with that friend because we were hanging out at Workhorse. This is pre-COVID, obviously. And they're like, oh, we're going to like go to this other bar afterwards. And I was like, oh, yawn. I'm so sleepy. I couldn't possibly go out. And then they're like texting me, but I was already asleep. So I didn't see it until morning.
I would have dropped everything I was doing.
Yeah. Biggest regret.
Mm.
Is there anyone that's like someone between the three of us we're itching to put on this list, by the way?
I feel like we gotta have the Call Me by Your Name conversation.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Certainly homoerotic, certainly gay, certainly queer. I think it's
like close.
What make
I think it pushes a little bit towards more gay than queer.
Yeah, I was gonna ask because I was gonna ask what makes it queer for us exactly because of that hobby. Because
I don't think it fundamentally is, and I only
we're all on the same page.
My number one reason for that is because it is two straight actors at the end of the
Yes.
Like, yes, the story feels fundamentally lived in.
Mm-hmm.
It's also in this like way that I feel like a lot of like gay movies are, where you don't really know who's topping and who's bottoming and like what that process is like. And so the sex is fundamentally unrealistic.
Mm-hmm.
It's all of these like cutaways. And so you see.
I feel like we knew who was bottoming.
You feel like what?
I feel like we knew who was bottoming.
The king of the twinks.
Yeah, that's right.
So you say
Timmy
that, and
Chalamet.
yet the whole peach metaphor is kind of like the birth of a top in a
Well,
way.
maybe that's what makes it just what makes it so queer.
Yeah, that's
my favorite
its
book.
dash of queerness.
That's its dash of queerness. That's its pit of queerness.
Okay, y'all. I got one that I think is going to be very fun to talk about.
Okay.
Batman Forever. This is
you went
live
forever.
Batman movie.
I
Starring
had
Val
Returns
Kilmer.
on my list because I was avoiding Batman and Robin. Because I thought Batman and Robin was too obvious.
Oh. So
Batman
Forever is like really
Val
Kilmer and
right here, yeah.
Jim Carrey.
I think it is somewhat gay, but more than anything, it's very homoerotic. All of the scenes of Chris O'Donnell working out and looking sexy and angsty. But it has Debbie Mazar and Drew Barrymore.
Queer, gay
the entire time. Yeah, so maybe it's a little more gay.
Gay camp. Yeah.
Yeah, gay camp, yeah.
It was definitely camp, yeah. And your boy Jolie Schumacher was in charge of that, and
he's gonna be real gay.
Real gay.
Oh, wait, are we past time?
Don't trap when you can. I'm so sorry. We got carried away.
We did get carried away.
Oh no, we are. You know what, y'all? We could talk about this forever, but we've been naughty and
Texter likes it too. I think this is a very fun thing. We could all keep going for another hour.
Mace, please save that as like an image and send it to us, because we gotta share that with the world.
Yes.
Oh, I'm posting this on Instagram. Thank
it's gonna get heavily debated. I cannot
so much for tuning into this, and
put it up.
ColdTowne has some amazing stuff lined up for y'all for the rest of the evening. So thank you so much for tuning in.
This was a joyous time for real. This really was. Thank you everybody in Chatland for chiming in. It was really fun.